Okay, straight faces.
All right, what's going on, everyone? I'm Andrew. I'm part of this fine team here, and we're going to be talking about our portfolio today. To start this show off, I got two companies I want to run past you. The first one is going to be IDEX, IDEX. It's called Ideanomics. Right now, it's trading at about $4.47 a share. It's got a PE ratio of 21.9, which is a little bit over that market value of 13.3, so it's a little overvalued. It's got a beta of 1.08, nothing crazy. And the reason why I bought into this is because the whole company is trying to, they're, financing electric cars. And Joe Biden, our, recent president, just announced he wants to make all service vehicles, ambulances, cop cars, pretty much anything, fire trucks, electric. So if he does go through with that, this company could blow up, obviously. So that's why I picked them more fundamentally than technically, because that market rate is low. And then we got ACB, Aurora Cannabis, and it's trading at $13.75. Got a PE of negative $26, and it's got a beta of looking at about $3.26. Again, I'm going with fundamentals here on my stocks on why I pick them. That man, our president Joe Biden, he wants to legalize weed across the country. So if that happens, any company selling cannabis, growing cannabis, doing anything related to that is going to have a spike. So that's it, really. Like I said, more fundamentally backed and technical side of the markets, more long term, if you will. But yeah, that would be it. So off to our next teammate here for her stock selections. Here you go.
Thank you, Andrew. The stock that I selected is called Square. The stock symbol is SQ. It is a financial services, merchant services aggregator, and mobile payment company. It is a large company. As of 2019, it has 3,835 employees. My goal when selecting stocks was just to find the most innovative, future-oriented company possible with very high growth potential, preferably in emerging technologies. So I selected the stock after viewing the company's product line and acquisitions, both of which have significant future growth potential. So the flagship product is the Square Reader, which accepts credit card payments by connecting to your phone. They also have the Square Stand, the Square Register, and Terminal, which are point of sale systems standalone and can connect to an iPad. They also launched Cash App. They launched Caviar Food Delivery Service, which was acquired by DoorDash in 2019. Companies it has acquired in the past 3 years include Weebly, which is a website building service, Eloquent Labs, which is a startup developing artificial intelligence for customer service purposes, and Dessa, which is a deep learning company. And deep learning is AI that is able to learn without human supervision. So Square was also founded by Jack Dorsey, who is the founder of Twitter. And the beta and the P/E are very high. The beta is 2.71, so the stock is almost 3 times as volatile as the overall market, and the P/E is 345.61. Considering the industry, this points to extremely high future growth. So I see it as a high risk, high reward situation. The high beta and the high P/E are justifiable considering the industry and the fact that it is an emerging technology that is future focused, so it does meet my investment goals. Now I'm going to hand it off to the next teammate if you want to go ahead.
Thank you, Caitlin. My name is Christian. I chose Dexcom. Their ticker is DXCM. I chose Dexcom because they're involved in the developing manufacturing of continuous glucose monitors, which is used for diabetes management. As a type 1 diabetic, I use their product, and I've seen them grow from their product of like you couldn't really use it because it was it wasn't as well as checking your finger with your blood sugar with your finger, testing with your blood. But now it's been 3 years later and they've come out with a really good product, and I see their growth, and I think it's gonna be even more in the future. Right now they're trading at $391.69 per share. Their beta is 0.86, and their PE ratio is 161.92. If you, they're supposed to have an ad in the Super Bowl with Nick Jonas. He's also a type 1 diabetic. So if you see Nick Jonas in the Super Bowl, that's one of the ads. So hopefully with that, they start growing. You'll see a little spike in their the cost of their stock. So with that, I'll pass it on to Fatima.
Awesome. Thank you, Christian. I chose Netflix for our portfolio, the popular streaming site that most of us are familiar with. The ticker is NFLX. I chose it because it has maintained itself as an industry leader and has seen a lot of growth throughout COVID. This year, they do plan on actually delivering 70 more movies this year. And they have invested heavily in international markets, which is soon to pay off. Right now, their current their total size and balance sheet earnings is 8.21 billion. And that they have a market value per share of $548. Their beta is 0.92, so they are not as volatile as the market, and it's seen as a pretty safe trade, and that's why I chose them. I'm going to pass this off.
Thank you, Fatima. So the stock that I chose was Gap with the ticker symbol GPS, and Gap is a global retail company with segments in Gap Global, Old Navy, Banana Republic, Athletica, and Intermix. So Gap has a market cap of around $8 billion, and its PE ratio is 8.25, meaning that the Gap isn't too overly valued by investors, and its beta is around 1.5, meaning that it's a little bit above the market trend of volatility. And some aspects for Gap's growth in the future could be the Kanye collaborations that happened in the first quarter of 2021. So basically, the Gap estimates that collaboration could add over $1 billion in revenue to Gap's existing $16 billion annual revenue, which could increase Gap's popularity among millennials and other shoppers who associate Gap as a dead brand at the moment, and which is shows why Gap has such a low PE ratio and is falling off relevancy. So that collaboration could bring relevancy to the brand and improve the brand's vision among consumers for the future. I'd like to pass it off to Trevor.
Thank you. Like I said, my name's Trevor. I've decided to invest in Disney. Their symbol is DIS. And I bought 500 at $176.43. Right now it's going down for 53 cents. I thought it's a good time to invest right now because they're pretty much the stock's going down currently. And with them doubling down on Disney Plus with both Star Wars and Marvel TV, it could potentially increase within the next year to a year and a half. Additionally, their 1-year beta was at 1.0934. Their PE ratio is 83.67. And honestly, like I said, it's probably the best time to invest in this company because they are projected to probably increase from the doubling down of Disney Plus rather than focusing on the parks.